Kevin Garnett just revealed a secret about Caitlin Clark. He said, "Can tell she was in the film room." Now you might be thinking, so what? But wait, this isn't just about watching some videos. It's about how Clark is changing the rules for WNBA rookies, and what she did against the Mercury has the entire league in shock. This is what he posted, and I quote, "What if Caitlin Clark's Olympic break was the league's off-season adjustment that WNBA rookies don't get before their first season? Command of pace and feet. Can you believe those numbers? Clark grabbed 5 rebounds, scored 29 points, and contributed 10 assists. She played chess while everyone else played checkers, so it's not just the numbers that matter."
Caitlin, you kind of mentioned it, but what does it do for your confidence, the team's confidence, that you guys went 3-0 against a team that has 3 Olympic gold medalists?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we really view it like that. I think for us is honestly, I think one of our biggest wins of the season so far was our first win at Phoenix. I think that really kind of boosted us into how we're playing basketball right now.
This is when things start to become extremely intriguing, because there is talk that Clark, who was a rookie in that game, could become an MVP candidate. Caitlin Clark is now speaking with Bana. We're going to discover the secret behind Clark's game-changing performance. You know how most rookies enter the WNBA and require time to adjust, but Caitlin Clark just turned that script around, and it's all because of something. Stewart, Agel Wilson, and all the best players, including Jordan, but is it natural talent, hard work, or is there something else going on that we're missing? When Kevin Garnett noticed that Clark was studying during the Olympic break, he called it a blessing in disguise for her. This allowed her to turn the break into her own personal off-season, something that WNBA rookies typically don't understand. But what exactly was Clark doing during this time? She wasn't just lounging on the couch. Rather, she was in the film room, and that's where the magic happened.
But yeah, I mean, getting back in game shape has been, I think, pretty easy. I mean, we've been competing really hard in practice and playing versus our guys live. We've had refs come in basically, I think, 5 different times, and we've been playing live. We've just been scrimmaging, and that's the best way to stay in basketball shape, is just play live basketball. But obviously, it's going to be really hard to replicate a real game, so it felt good to get back out there.
You may be wondering why watching game tape is so important, but this isn't just about pressing play and dozing off. Clark was studying the WNBA game before she ever took the court, and boy did it show against the Mercury. You may recall how Clark always seemed to be one step ahead of them because she knew their plays before they even ran them. It was as if she had a cheat code for the game.
And Sonata with the rebound. She hauls in about 7 a game. Look at Clark. Yes! She gets to that logo.
Clark's no-look pass to her teammate for an easy bucket after splitting 2 defenders in the third quarter.
Yeah, Caitlin, at the third quarter buzzer, you had a chance to take that final shot, and instead you opted to give it to Katie Lou. I don't think had taken one at that point, and she hits it. So what was kind of going through your mind there? Instead of you taking it, you're going to let your teammate take that?
Yeah, she was wide open. I was like, oh. She was almost like too open. I was like, shit.
That wasn't just natural talent. Rather, it was Clark's understanding of the Mercury's defensive strategy and its exploitation. Or, consider how she kept getting Diana Taurasi into trouble, which wasn't her fault. Clark had researched Taz's tendencies and knew just how to lure her, turning one of the best players in the NBA into an irate benchwarmer.
Let's just get better and better from that point, and being able to beat this team 3 times, that's awesome. It's really hard to beat a team once, let alone twice, but 3 times is really hard to do, especially in this league.
But it goes beyond simply outwitting rivals. Did you notice that Clark was calling plays without even glancing at her coach? That's the kind of leadership you expect from a veteran, not a rookie. Additionally, let's not forget about that 3-pointer she made over Tazi late in the fourth quarter. Clark's video study transferred into confidence on the floor. When the time came, Clark was prepared. She set her feet, waited for Taurasi to sag off just a little, and boom, nothing but net. This preparation is altering what it means to be a rookie in the WNBA. Clark didn't just take the shot, she created it. She had noticed earlier in the game that Taurasi was slow to close out on the perimeter. It seems like Clark is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, but the truth is that this is more than just one game. She is working hard before she ever steps onto the court. Consider how many rookies enter the league and start outperforming veterans right away, and how many can lead their team's offense like an experienced point guard. Clark's strategy is setting a new standard for rookies by demonstrating that, with the correct preparation, first players can compete with the best in the league from day one. All of this is being done by Clark, and she has only just begun. You've witnessed Caitlin Clark's incredible mental skills, but that's just half of it. Let's discuss what is truly attracting attention. Her physical transformation isn't just about Clark hitting the books, it's also about her hitting the gym. You may be wondering how much of a difference a few months can make, but trust me when I say that it's amazing. Remember that game against the Mercury? Did you see how Clark was bodying up against players who had been in the league for years? She wasn't just holding her ground, she was pushing back. There was this one play in the third quarter where Clark drove to the basket, took contact, and still finished? That's not just skill, it's strength. Clark's conditioning is so good that she was still running at full speed in the fourth quarter when everyone else was struggling to breathe.
Here's Mitchell, behind the defense, and 2-0 wrong.
That's how she scored 29 points, dished out 10 assists, and pulled down 5 rebounds. She's not just playing the game, she's outlasting her opponents. Now, let's talk about how Clark compares to the league's top players. A.A. Wilson and Breanna Stewart are two players who have been dominating the league for years, and Clark is right there with them. You may recall that rebound Clark grabbed over Stewart in the second quarter, which isn't something rookies typically do. Let's talk about her matchup with Diana Taurasi, who is undoubtedly a legend, but did you see how Clark was able to keep up with her all game? It's not just about skill, it's about having the physical tools to compete against one of the greatest players in history. Stewart is known for her length and athleticism, but Clark simply outmuscled her. It's like Clark is using a cheat code. This isn't your average rookie, but here's what's really amazing. Clark is not only competing with these stars, she's challenging them. She has the strength to fight in the paint, the speed to keep up on fast breaks, and the stamina to keep up her intensity for all 4 quarters. Not only does Clark's physical makeover help her compete, but it's also altering the rookie narrative. Normally, first-year players have some time to get adjusted to the physicality of the professional game, but Clark skipped that entire stage. How many rookies enter the league and start shoving veterans around right away? How many can match established stars' physical play right away? Clark is doing all of this, and she's only just getting started.
Like, yeah, I'm small, but I try to hold my own the best I can, and it's actually funny if you don't mess with me, but I don't know. I think I'm discreetly strong. I'm never going to be the strongest person, and I know that. I try to, put on some weight, and I've been working hard in the weight room, and obviously there's some limits to that and what I can do, obviously being in the season, but over the course of the last 3 weeks or so, we've all been going pretty hard in the weight room. I haven't been very happy with our strength coach. I've been very sore, and it's been hard to shoot some days, but...
Clark's entire game is being opened up by this physical development. She's not only stronger but also more self-assured, as evidenced by the way she's competing against defenders, fighting through screens, and battling for rebounds. She's playing like she belongs because, let's not forget, this is only the beginning. If she's already competing with the best in the league, just think of what she'll be like in a year or two.
That will not count. Flynn wants it. E-Dub wants it. Double digits.
Let's start with the Indiana Fever. You may recall that they were the league's punching bag in the past, but thanks to Clark, they have fought their way up to a 12-15 record. You may be thinking that's still below 500, but wait, this is a team that only won 5 games the previous season. Clark is not only improving the Fever's record, she is also altering their entire culture.
For us is honestly, I think one of our biggest wins of the season so far was our first win at Phoenix. I think that really kind of boosted us into how we're playing basketball right now. I think that was I think it was the first time we beat a team over 500, first of all.
And now, the Fever is in the playoff conversation. Can you believe that a team that was the league's laughingstock the previous season is now vying for the postseason? That's the Caitlin Clark effect, people. But it's not just about the Fever. Clark is making waves throughout the league as she and Angel Reese are in a close race for Rookie of the Year. These two aren't just vying for an award, they're creating history. Clark and Reese were both chosen for the All-Star Game, which is the first time since 2014, and they're not just playing in the league, they're starring in it.
Let me tell you something right now. Them two, and the way they go at each other, and how they serve to popularize the sport is one thing. The WNBA's wisdom in feeding off of it to to help promote the sport makes it even better.
Let's speak about numbers now. Clark scores 17.6 points on average. 8.3 assists and 5.8 rebounds per game are good stats for any player, but for a rookie, that's crazy. More importantly, she leads the league in assists overall, not just among rookies. Not only the league's point guards, Clark is surpassing the veterans, not just keeping up with them, but this is where things start to get tricky. Clark's ascent hasn't been without its difficulties. In one game, the Fever allowed a 28-point advantage to narrow to just 6 points. Christy Sides informed the crew that she wasn't pleased with that. This demonstrates that despite Clark's outstanding performance, there is still opportunity for improvement and that the Fever isn't yet complete, which ought to frighten the other players in the league. Clark's influence extends beyond her squad. She is making the WNBA as a whole pay attention. Teams no longer have to wait years for a player to find their footing because the league is realizing what a rookie can accomplish given the chance and the proper assistance. Clark is demonstrating that it's not just about on-court performance and that rookies can step in and dominate right away. TV ratings are rising as a result of Clark attracting new viewers to the game. People who have never seen a WNBA game before are turning in to see what all the excitement is about because she is more than just a player. She is a phenomenon, and social media is ablaze with activity.